Hey folks, Arizona Guy here. It is a beautiful day in Phoenix, Arizona. Today is August 21st, 2024. Today it is 98 degrees in sunny Phoenix, Arizona. There's an 80% chance of rain today. So it has certainly cooled things down a little bit. So anyway, I just want to let you know, President Trump on Friday is going to be in Glendale, Arizona. And also, surprisingly, RFK Jr. will also be in Phoenix, Arizona at this same time. And I am literally hoping that Elon Musk also will be in Phoenix, Arizona at the same time. That would be phenomenally great. But what if there is a big announcement on Friday? And what I mean by a big announcement is, what if RFK Jr. supported and endorsed President Donald J. Trump? And then Elon Musk comes in, and what if they gave an incredible press conference, the three of them? What would happen to the Democrat Party if that took place on Friday? I think it's going to be absolutely wonderful. I am looking forward. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I'm looking forward to the RFK Jr. announcement that he's dropping out of the race and backing President Donald Trump. I think it would probably be the best thing ever for his career, for one thing. And politically, since the Democrats have gone so far away from what the American people actually are seeking, politically, I think it would be a great move for RFK Jr. I think he's a down-to-earth man. I don't agree with some of his political views, but I think he is a very good man. And I think politically it will really help him in moving this country forward, to have some consolidation. But folks, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. But I know that the Trump rally in Glendale on Friday is going to be enormous. In talking to people around my area in Phoenix, out of all of the people I've talked to, only like 2 out of 20 had any good views about Kamala Harris. So I think Arizona is truly getting back to being a red state. Everybody here has witnessed what Biden and Harris have actually done to Arizona. Arizona used to be affordable, but the 3.5 years of Biden and Harris have literally struck a negative chord with most people in Arizona. I bought some gas yesterday. It's still $3.69 a gallon. Luckily, with my Fry's discount card, I got 20 cents off a gallon. So that saved me a little bit, but still, $3.50 a gallon. It's absolutely horrific for working people to spend that kind of money on gasoline. Like me, I'm not using as much gasoline as I did when I was working, but it still hurts when you have to put at least $35 of gas in your car to make the gas gauge move. It's incredible. So I'm just waiting to see what happens. But I was watching this morning for 2 days in a row now in Chicago. There's been massive pro-Palestinian, anti-Israel protests. And the Chicago police, I mean, I give them credit, and I give the mayor of Chicago credit for actually resolving these protests quickly. They have literally arrested hundreds of anti-Israel protesters. And the funny thing I see with these protesters is a lot of these people that are getting arrested for violently doing certain things are mostly wealthy white liberal kids, 19 to 25. I'm telling you what, man, I just don't get it. Why do these white liberal kids want to support something that is incredibly wrong? They are basically supporting Hamas and the terrorism that's happening in Israel. They don't believe that Israel has the right to defend itself. When I was 18, 20 years old, I would have never, ever participated in something like that. When I was young, I joined the military. I didn't have time to run out and protest anti-Americanism, nor did I want to. So anyway, folks, there's a lot of that going on in Chicago. And I flipped through a few news stations, and the only people reporting on these anti-Israel protesters in Chicago was basically Fox News. And it's incredible that even they are putting it up, because most of the news networks are pushing it off to the side and not even reporting on it. It's kind of strange, isn't it? Man, that should be front page news. But again, the media has become utterly corrupted by the Democrats in America. It's absolutely pathetic. I just don't get it, folks. What is actually in the background taking place in our country that we have created so much anti-Israel anything? And why do you see these big crowds that applaud with these communistic ideas from the Democrat Party? But I know what's doing it. It's the indoctrination process. You see, when I went to school in the 70s, most of my teachers and school staff were Republicans. They were patriotic Americans who were working as school teachers and school staff. Now, 90% of all schools in America are controlled and ran by the Democrat Party. So indoctrination is having a huge effect on America's young people. And a lot of the older people, the 1980s protesters, well, they're your modern day older Democrats. And they continue the indoctrination process. For older people, it's through the media, and for younger people, it's through the school systems. It's having an absolutely terrible effect on America. Like when I was a kid, almost every house where I grew up had an American flag flying. And now, I would say, percentage-wise, even here in Phoenix, the people who fly Old Glory at their home is probably only 15% of the millions who live here, which is absolutely pathetic. But people just got away from it. People started going out in the 70s, late 70s, 80s, buying imported vehicles, which led to the demise of the American automobile manufacturing businesses, which led to the downfall of patriotism. And all this now has played an absolutely huge part in our country. I would say that people are only now 20% patriotic from what they were when I was a kid in the 70s. And it's causing the demise of America without question. And people in Trump see patriotism actually returning to America. They see Americanism and American jobs actually returning to America. And a lot of us want that. We never, ever had open borders with millions of undocumented migrants climbing the fence to get into America. But now it's rampant. And nearly every day I find some story about an undocumented person who has done something bad to an American citizen. It's horrific, folks. Absolutely horrific. So I am all for Donald Trump passing a bill to go out and round up the bad people who have came here in the past 3.5 years and getting them out of the country. I don't see anything wrong with that whatsoever. There's only one way to come to America, and that is called the legal way. You go and you register and you file your papers, and if your papers are accepted, you're allowed to enter the country, and after a period of time, you are allowed to file your citizenship papers. And then you'll become a legal American citizen. That is the only way immigration should happen in America. Period. So anyway, folks, I'm really anticipating that there will be some kind of announcement from the RFK Jr. campaign, and I'm really looking forward to Elon Musk having some type of a press conference that includes RFK Jr. and Trump, and putting it live on X. Because if it's not live on X, the censorship on these left-wing channels will be overwhelmingly terrible, because they don't like free speech at all. And I've been reading more and more about the UK. The UK intends to arrest people for even thinking, let alone going out and saying something in public. They're limiting what you can even post on the UK social media sites. I mean, they will arrest you for having any thoughts of freedom of speech in the UK. The UK has become a terrible place in the last 3.5 years. It's absolutely appalling what is happening in the UK. It reminds me of when Trudeau in Canada was going after the truckers in Canada, cutting off their funds, locking them up. Folks, I'm telling you, if Kamala Harris and Tim Walz were ever elected, they would pass these same kinds of things in America, because neither one of them like free speech or free enterprise. They want to silence you, and they want to limit what you can purchase. They want control of your money. They're pushing for a digital bank so they can control your spending and know what you buy and know what you sell. So Kamala and Walz are true communists. They want to control every aspect of your life. So I hope that Trump wins by a landslide in November. So anyway, folks, when we're done here, I'm going to run over to McDonald's. Mrs. Arizona and myself both like Filet-O-Fish sandwiches from McDonald's. So I'm going to run over there and get 4 Filet-O-Fish sandwiches if I can, and 2 large fries. And I will show you what it costs at a McDonald's in Phoenix, Arizona to get those items. I mean, ever since McDonald's passed this $15 an hour minimum wage, the prices have skyrocketed, and a lot of the McDonald's are going towards automation, getting rid of employees. But even so, the prices are not going to go down. Even with automation, the prices will either stay where they're at or they will rise. So anyway, folks, let's run over there, get some food, take it back to the house. But I just want to ask as many of you that can, please participate. Go to the Trump rally in Glendale, Arizona on Friday. And if you can't do that, just go on your social media, support Trump, support America First, because it's going to take all of us to get involved to overcome the other side. The other side wants to push for basically what happens in communist countries. We all, as Americans, must fight that and say, no, we don't want that. We want to keep America the way it's been for 200 years. Freedom and liberty come first in America. Support the military, folks. Support law enforcement. Support the good guys that are really great in America at keeping us safe. Support the right people, not the wrong people. So anyway, folks, let's roll to McDonald's. All right, folks, here we have it. I had order 229, 4 fillet of fish, 2 large fries. I don't know if you can see this. $36. $36 for 4 fillet of fish sandwiches and 2 large fries at McDonald's in Phoenix, Arizona. Folks, it's absolutely incredibly ridiculous, the cost to go to McDonald's. Can you imagine if you have you and your wife and 4 kids and you want to go to McDonald's? Can you imagine what that's going to cost you? Man, when I was younger, I used to go to McDonald's with $2 or $3 and get food. Now the prices are crazy. All right, folks, that's what I have for you. Please subscribe, give the video a like, leave me a comment. Arizona Guy out.